I'd like to draw a distinction between physical ache and emotional ache, emotional pain. A lot of what I reference in these videos is the emotional pain that we live with, deal with, the things that kind of stir us and we tend to push away from. But what I have observed a lot over the years working with patients is that unprocessed, undealt with, unhealed emotional ache oftentimes translates into physical ache. And our bodies have a really, beautiful way of getting our attention. And if it's not getting our attention emotionally, it will other ways. Sometimes when it's physical ache, it's like it's our bodies telling us that something's seriously wrong. And we live in an environment right now that's not well. There's a lot of environmental stressors and things that are causing damage and destruction to lots of different species. It's also causing damage and destruction to our bodies. A lot of the cancers that you see coming on board today, the rapid acceleration of different types of cancers and other bodily disease processes are a result of the stuff that's in our foods, the chemicals, the plastics, the microplastics, the toxins, the pollutants that we're exposed to in the atmosphere. I'm not going to go into depth about all of those, but what I do want to say is that if your body is feeling like legit physical pain and you've really done your work to look at that on the emotional level to see what you might be holding there, there can always be deeper layers of that, but do your due diligence and go see your doctor. Go get your labs drawn. Go figure out what your numbers are. Like have a blood panel done, have labs drawn, have whatever tests they need to give you to figure out what's going on if you're not getting answers. The nurse practitioner who ended up seeing my husband, he had, in the spring, prior to his diagnosis, he had a reoccurring sinus infection and kept being told that it was COVID and post-COVID and long hauler syndrome and all of these things. And he had just a sinus infection that would not go away. And I won't go into details about what that looked like for him, but it was pretty bad. And his body was just like, first it looked like slow deterioration, and then it just rapidly started deteriorating. And by the time we showed up in that doctor's office, after going to the ear, nose, and throat specialist and urgent care and back to ear, nose, and throat specialist, we got sent back to the regular doctor so they could run full labs because the ENTs don't actually do the full labs. I didn't realize that. This nurse practitioner said, if you're not getting answers, like if you're not getting the answers that you need related to the degree of pain that you're experiencing in your body, if it's just not lining up, then keep looking for the answers. Keep going, keep working with different people until you find someone who can figure it out. And this woman had dealt with, she had been in Africa serving, I think with a missionary trip, and she had a parasite in her body. And when she came back here, it took 10 years for them to figure out that the havoc going on in her body, the pain and the discomfort and the debilitation that she was experiencing was a result of this parasite. And nobody knew what they were looking for because they weren't an expert in this kind of parasite, so they didn't even know how to check for it. That is what inspired her to become a nurse practitioner. And that woman probably saved Tim's life, because he was on death's door the day that he went in to visit her, and she sent him for just copious amounts of labs, and she said, I'm not leaving here today until we have the answers. We get those results back. She said, I'll wait for those and I will be in touch. She told us later that she sensed it was cancer, but obviously wouldn't tell us that in the visit. But she called me at the end of my workday and said, go home, pick up your husband, and take him straight to the ER. They're waiting for him. So I just want to say that because I do want you to work with the emotional pain that you're experiencing, because I don't want that to have to become physical pain. I'm not saying that, all physical pain is a manifestation of emotional pain. Pain is complicated. Our bodies are wise, and our bodies will tell us in lots of different ways that something is off. So I want you to listen. That's what I want you to do. Listen. And if it's a physical pain of some sort, go to the practitioners that can help you figure out what that pain is. And don't stop until you get the help that you need. So that's what I wanted to say. And, if you fit in that boat and you're dealing with physical ailments that, you're not getting the right answers to, then Milo. Then keep going. All right. Peace.